think it's safe to say at this point that we've been found out in the Champions League, and now I'm very afraid. Hello and welcome to Club 5, part 21 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have a Bundesliga game against Bayern Munich and a Champions League game away against Atletico Madrid, which, if it goes as well as our last Champions League away game, it's going to be unpleasant. We lost 5-0 away at Paris Saint-Germain. We have absolutely been found out in the Champions League anyway. I thought the wheels were coming off completely because we lost to Nuremberg in the league as well. But then we went and beat Borussia Dortmund, top of the table, Borussia Dortmund, away from home in the Bundesliga. And now, for the second match in a row, we're playing against the team top of the Bundesliga in the shape of Bayern. So, group situations, league situations, this is what the Champions League looks like. So we're third in the group after 4 games. We've still got to play Atletico, who are top of the league, top of the group, away from home, and then Shakhtar at home. Assuming we're going to lose against Atletico while Paris Saint-Germain beat Shakhtar, we're then going to be relying on Paris Saint-Germain then beating Atletico at home while we beat Shakhtar in the last game. And I think that combination of results leads to us coming second behind Paris Saint-Germain in the group. Of course, if we can get a result against Atletico, that would make qualification that little bit easier. We are already assured a Europa League spot, though, through the Champions League group, I think. And this is what the Bundesliga looks like. Mid-table, which is what the board are looking for. Liam Thorne, still up there, goal scorer charts-wise. We have got a game in hand, but it is the one against Bayern Munich, so we're probably going to lose it. I'm going to be happy with a mid-table finish this season, especially if we do manage to qualify out of our Champions League group. So, the Bayern Munich game, first of all. This is the team we're putting out there for that. We've got Mayer in goal. A back four of Friedel, Schuster, Berg and Butgereit, with Murray and Janicic in midfield. Okafor, Matthews and Chaton in behind Liam Thorne. So let's get into the game. We've had a moment to lose. Oh, that's the reason we've got a game in hand. Everyone else played earlier today. That would make a lot of sense. I don't remember there being a situation where we didn't play and everyone else did. Now I understand why. With the evening kickoff on the telly, although as everyone keeps telling me, every game in the Bundesliga is on the telly, but we're a special telly slot because we're not competing with 6 other matches. So we've got to calmly ask for a good performance. We can't be expecting anything more than to just try hard against Bayern Munich, presumably, because they look like, for the first time, certainly since we've been in the Bundesliga, they're not useless. I know they've won the league once and came very close last year, but both of those seasons they started terribly and got their manager sacked, whereas this time around it does look like they've started quite well, which is a bit of a worry because they always finish well, so presumably they're just going to charge off and win the Liga to canter this year. If they're about to become dominant in Germany again, I think that's my cue to leave Germany. Matthews, edge of the area, Tashreeq Matthews, sixth goal of the season. I tell you what, ever since I said he wasn't good enough to be a Champions League player like 3 episodes ago, I think he's played just about every game. That's his 6th goal of the season now. He has turned into an absolute superstar. And what a goal that is. Just smashed it in from the edge of the area. We're 1-0 up against Bayern. And as it stands right now, we're only 7 points behind them all of a sudden. We're back in the title race, boys. We're not back. We're in 8th place. But, you know, we're not a million miles away from the Champions League. And obviously our dream scenario this year is get into the Champions League knockout rounds and qualify for the Champions League again for next season. I think that's a massive long shot. But you got a dream, ain't you? And that would be an incredible season if we managed to pull that off. And we're not a million. We're still in touch. We're still in touch with being able to do that in both competitions. So let's assertively not get complacent, because we have had an excellent first half with that Champions League superstar that is Tashreeq Matthews. I won't hear a bad word said about him. See, I can change my mind when I judge a player. If I decide I don't like them, my opinion can change. Not every situation is Oliver McBurney. Sometimes players actually force their way back into the reckoning because they're good. Unlike McBurney. It's 1-1. And, that's... I mean, there's not a lot we could have done about that, really. I've asked them not to get complacent. They've lasted 90 seconds. I don't think it is complacency. It's just Bayern Munich have clearly had their lungs ripped out in the half-time break by their manager and have come out completely fired up. and gone and grabbed an equaliser immediately. The worry for me is what happens for the rest of the match now. But here's Friedel with a throw in an attacking position, finds Okafor, who I think actually got intercepted, and it makes its way eventually all the way back to Berg. Berg plays it forward to Buckwright. Buckwright slots Chaton in, Thorns in the middle, as is Okafor, and there's that man again, Matthews, and it's just over from Tashreeq Matthews. And he's actually in the team today by choice ahead of Vital, because he's been in such good form. Vital hasn't really looked the same since coming back from injury yet. We've played him a couple of times in central midfield just to try and get some match fitness into him. But even now he's a bit fitter. He's still not playing particularly well. So Matthews is probably our first choice in that position at the moment. We're going to bring Canoni on for Thorn. We are going to bring... Let's bring Vital on for Okafor, because that's where Vital first sort of showed me that he was any good. If you remember that first season at Hamburg, he wasn't a regular starter for me necessarily. He did play a few times in central midfield. He played a little bit out on that left wing. And it was on the left wing as an inside forward that we thought, oh, hello, I like the look of this one. And it was only when we signed Okafor that we moved him over into the middle. Janicic is shattered, so we're going to bring on Rodriguez as well. I mean, a 1-1 draw against Bayern Munich is a good result. But let's have 10 minutes of passion anyway. There's a T-shirt. Let's have 10 minutes of passion on the front. LOLLUJO on the back. Would you buy that shirt, boys? Because strangely, not many people bought the Kev Told Me So shirt. That one might have to die. We've gone to the little telly. I think we're going to concede a late losing goal. Berg, who he's been in decent form, and that's why we've got him in the team. He obviously started the season as our fourth choice centre back, but he's now given away a penalty in an important match, so we'll probably never see from Berg again. The thing I like about Berg is that he's another giant, but we have gone 2-1 down. I'm sad because I think we've played well enough to at least deserve a draw out of that game, but Bayern Munich showing why they're top of the league, because they're a bit better than us. They decide they want a goal and they go and get it. They did that twice, and now they can take their foot off the pedal again. If you look at the stats, they've not exactly come here and dominated the game. They've come here, stayed in second gear the whole time, apart from those couple of occasions where they've just done goals, haven't they? I'm not ignoring the fact Matthews just had an audacious effort from about 40 yards out, but because he missed, I don't want to encourage that kind of behaviour. I don't want to make him overconfident. Yes, you're my first choice at the moment. If we get too much more nonsense like that, though, maybe not for much longer. Canoni's now at it. Look, you bunch of numbskulls. Let's not be shooting from there. A little bit more sensible football, and we might have got a draw out of that game. As it is, it was just one of those days. Oh, I didn't mean to click end team talk, but I guess I've already greened everybody up anyway, so that's the important thing. And now we go to Atletico and hope we don't lose 5-0 again like we did against Paris Saint-Germain, because that hurt. Well, in a less than ideal situation for probably our biggest game of the season, Schuster got tired in the last game and we've sent him on holiday, and Emmanuel's injured. So we're playing Mariani and Berg at the back away against Atletico Madrid. They've never played together before. This is going to be an experience for us all. Let's get into the game. Oh, and Mariani's not match fit either. Bonus points. Excellent stuff. Oh, I'm hoping, because the world seems to be against us, that means it's setting itself up for happiness. Maybe. I don't know what to say. We're underdogs. That suits us down to the ground. Go out there, cause an upset. Let's passionately say that. Yeah. Let's go out there and underdog their faces off. We've already beaten them once in a tight game at our place. The key is keep it tight again here and see if we can grab a cheeky little goal. Obviously, a draw. I haven't even run the scenario if we manage to pull a draw off, but presumably that makes our potential route to qualification that bit smoother. We're 1-0 down after 7 minutes. For goodness sake. This has got 5-0 written all over it again. This would, of course, make Atletico uncatchable, and then we are relying... So if they're uncatchable... How does my previous scenario work then? I think when I was running my numbers before, I'd forgotten if Atletico... No, I wasn't, because I was saying as long as we beat them, we can then catch them. If they beat us, we're pretty much done for. Because if we're then relying on the opposite happening. So if they beat us, we need them to then also beat Paris Saint-Germain while we go beat Shakhtar, and then that's our route in that way, potentially, as long as Paris Saint-Germain don't beat Shakhtar first. If we lose and Paris Saint-Germain beat Shakhtar, we're already unable to qualify with a game to go, aren't we? I'm seeing it now. This game suddenly becomes so much more important than... I was already building it up a little bit. Now it's quite a big deal, and we've got nervous and frustrated players in our defence and an anxious centre forward. This doesn't bode well, does it? Oh, God, this is just what happened in Paris. And I know this is what we were expecting. As soon as we qualified, not necessarily as soon as we qualified, but as soon as we saw the group that we got, we knew finishing in the top 2 of a group with these 2 teams in would be a huge, huge, tall order. But then we started well, and we gave ourselves hope. We allowed ourselves to dream. What a goal from Noah Okafor. Perhaps we can still dream. That late equaliser we conceded against Paris Saint-Germain in the home game is suddenly taking on a whole extra meaning. Perhaps we need to smarten ourselves up a little bit. Oh, maybe we can still find a draw somewhere from here. It's going to have to be the performance of our lives, because we've got a makeshift defence against a team that is tearing us apart. But we've got Noah Okafor, and with him anything can happen. We've also got Chapman, Matthews and Thorne. We've got a good front four. It's not like one of the classic front fours of European football, but it's good. It gets the job done. What's up with Murray? He's got a foot injury. Right, we're going to pass him. Yeah, let's lie to him. Say we've been the better team here. Just do more of this. Because we've got back into the game a little bit. As the second half has gone on, we don't have anyone to bring on for Murray. He's just going to have to play on. I mean, we could play Vital in midfield. We've done that a little bit lately, but I kind of want Vital there as an attacking option to bring on with 20 minutes, half hour to go. Not that that's going to make any difference, because there's going to be no point in attacking because we'll have already been battered. Right, Paris Saint-Germain have now gone ahead in their game. I need to see the goal difference. Goal difference doesn't matter in this, does it? And even if it does, I remember now, they beat us 5-0. The goal difference between the two of us is always going to favour them. And if it's head-to-head between the two teams, they beat us 5-0. So if both games finish the way they are now, we are out of the Champions League. And then we're in the Europa League already. I don't really want to do Europa League knockouts after Christmas. I think this will be my cue to go job hunting if we get knocked out of the Champions League now. Okafor doesn't want me to leave. It's back on again a little bit. I mean, what would that do? If we drew this game, Atletico are on 10, Paris Saint-Germain on 10, us on 8. So then it becomes, we just need one of them to beat the other while we beat Shakhtar. So an equaliser here actually becomes massive. Because if we then win, and either of them wins in the final game, we then go through with whichever one of them won. But it does rely on us equalising now. Well, not now, at some point in the next half hour of this game. I don't know whether to bring Vital on in midfield for Murray. Murray is... we saw Murray taking that free kick before, and he was limping up to it. Friedel was having a terrible game, but we don't have another left-back. Or we do. But I don't know who Oliver Gladrow is. And I don't think today's the day for him to make his debut. So let's get Vital on for Murray, because Murray's a broken man. Vital can play alongside Janicic. They've done it many times before. Looking at that bench, there's nothing else that inspires me to think that there's a comeback on. So we're just going to... Why are we so zoomed out? What has happened here? There we go. Zoom back in. Show some passion. There is Vital. Tough tackling midfielder. He's transformed himself. We need an equaliser. An equaliser could be one of the moments of the save if we can find it from somewhere. Just don't concede. Have we given away a penalty? No, we haven't. They've given away a free kick. Where are we going to find an equaliser from whilst not conceding any more goals? Please close him down. We're supposed to be doing a gegenpress My understanding of that is we do some closing down sometimes. My word. And now Mariani's been sent off. I mean, that's not the ideal scenario, is it? I mean, I'm looking at it, just trying to work out if there's anything I can do here to not make us less of a threat going. There isn't. We've got Andreas Henning, who could come on and play centre-back, although he's a midfielder. Probably rules him out. Friedel can come across and play centre-back. And Oliver Gladrow gets to come on after all. After I just dissed him. I hope he wasn't... I mean, he's sat next to me. I hope he wasn't listening. Does he speak any English? Let's have a look. See if he understands. Because I was talking to you, like I wasn't doing my fluent German. No, good. He heard his name. He assumes I was saying good things. But who do I take off? Do we need a left back? We've got 15 minutes left. We probably need a left back. Janicic is broken. If only Butkerite was capable of playing centre-back, I'd go to a back three, but he's just not. Or do we bring Henning on and go for that back three with Henning at... No, we're better with Butkerite. I think I'm just going to do this anyway. I think that's better than bringing on an untried kid. And then... Who do I... Right, just... Oh... You're all going to tell me I'm an idiot. Show some passion. We just need a last-minute equaliser. And the dream is still alive. Who might come on and get that for us? Rocky Canoni. Canoni's coming on for Matthews to play alongside Liam Thorne. You be a pressing forward on attack. Liam, what do you want to be when you grow up? You be a complete forward then. And let's bring Rocky on for Chaton. Come on, we've got to grab an equaliser from somewhere. 5 minutes of time added on. Why is Liam Thorne taking a throw in all the way back there? Vital across to Rocky. Back to Vital. If we lose the ball, we have no defence. But it's over the top for Canoni. We know he can run a bit. Canoni! Oh, my word! But we've got a corner. Can we... We've got 3 minutes to continue to dream. Friedel with the corner. Oh! When their keeper fell over, I knew he'd been fouled. But for a second there, I thought, who's going to tuck it away behind him? And I think the dream is over. We're out of the Champions League. Thursday night football returns to the channel after Christmas. How do we not say you did well in the circumstances? Oh, so close. I didn't expect it to come down that close. But we are out of the Champions League. Let's have a look at the job centre. Because other managers are going to have been knocked out now as well. We need to keep an eye on this as teams are getting knocked out of the Champions League. There's nothing for us there now. But I guess we can now go and play a chunk of football before the next episode. Because we've done a lot of episodes in the first half of this season with this Champions League run. Form looks terrible. That doesn't tell the whole story. We're not playing that poorly. But we need to start putting some results together. So I think we're probably going to go all the way through until January. We'll come back for Hanover and Hoffenheim. And with a plan. Have we got any money to spend in January? Probably not. A little bit. We might have a plan for what we're going to do with it when we come back for the Hanover game. So close. We will do better next year. Maybe. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.